first over from Shami, and beautiful shot. Ball before was the perfect off drive. Shami went back of a length, got ramped for 6. Wonderful start from Bangladesh.
It's high on the blade, gets a little bit of additional bounce out of the pitch. We're talking about Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav. They'll be having a look at this pitch, both of those leg spinners, and figuring out if they're going to get anything out of it as leg spinners. And a lot of work has been done in between the innings break by the ground staff, making sure they can get rid of just even the pitch out a little bit, get rid of the divots, repaint the lines, get everything ready for the second innings. Movement back into the right-hander.
Yeah, we see a lot of these warm-up games, groundsmen just allowing one surface, so teams are playing 2 and 3 games on the one pitch. So quite dry, a lot of foot marks. So during the breaks, they're trying to fix those up so bowlers have an even landing for their feet so they don't roll an ankle. So have a look at Bumrah, one of his weapons, being able to bring the ball back into the right-hander. The field he has at the moment. Very aggressive, 2 slips, backward point, cover mid-off, 2 men out, 1 deep rider screen at third man. And a fine leg.
Got some width to work with to Sarkar outside the off stump, and it goes deep into the pocket. I think what I love about Jasprit Bumrah being so good in international cricket in all formats as well is that he's not straight out of the coaching manual. And I think that's, reasonably important for young kids coming through into the game, that to embrace whatever action they've been given. And I think a lot of people have just said go with that for Jasprit. They haven't tried to turn him into the classical bowler. Fancy footwork.
Yeah, I think you're right, Mel. I think that's one of Bumrah's talents is he's got his own style, his own way. And I like the fact that no one's tried to change that too much. Look at this last ball, just over the top of the stumps. It's the same as a batsman as well. You want a batsman to have their own technique, their own style. So we have a look at it. In the first power play, those first 10 overs, no more than 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle. Virat Kohli opting for just the 1 slip now. He's brought a man out. Another man at cover.
Four runs coming from Bumrah's first over. The score moves to 16 for none after 2. Shikadawan there, just ripping into a little heat pack.
Yeah, a little hand warmer. See a lot of players with those hand warmers. They give them a shake, get some warm, stick them in your pockets.
Oh, that's a good delivery. And in saying that, Virat Kohli's taken that second slip out that Shami had in the first over.
Yeah, interestingly, Shami's gone around the wicket. So watch this move away in the air after it bounces. Yeah, I'm surprised he's gone around the wicket straight away, unless that's something they've seen in the footage, studying the opposition players and looking at individual batsmen.
He's trying to cramp him up a little bit, isn't he, the line, angling in to the left-hander. He's the general out there, Virat Kohli. He's got a real strut on himself at the moment. Very definitive points to the fielders, making sure that he's got everyone in the right angle, the right depth.
Yeah, he seems really confident with where the team's at. Just listening to him speak at the toss today, there's a lot of talk about India losing the first practice game, but he was very clear that he doesn't care too much about these practice games. This team's ready to go. They've played enough cricket during the IPL and cricket they've played together before that.
Oh, if you don't mind, up and over point. Yes, it's the longest boundary, but it's still got there in quite the time.
Yeah, too short, too wide. Nice shot from Dasso, up and under. Sometimes with these sort of cut shots, it's harder to keep it along the ground, so I think he plays this really well. He goes with that extra bounce, doesn't try and hit it too fine. Nice control.
And they want to try and capitalise on anything loose early. This is a big run chase. Original run rate required was 8.4. They've got that down to 7.1 early doors. And nice movement again there from Shami, who covered well.
Yeah, a little French cut again. They're going to need a little bit of luck, Bangladesh, but I think this is the right approach as well. I was worried we're going to see Bangladesh come out and just try and bat the 50 overs and have a bit of a net session, but I like this approach. They see it as, yeah, it's a big total, but let's have a crack. Let's try and win the game. Nice and aggressive, putting pressure back on the Indian bowlers. Two very good bowlers as well at that, so I think this is the right approach.
And even that shot there, yeah, the boundaries are going to be really important, but in between finding those boundary balls, you're going to have to try and rotate the strike as much as possible. And they'll need soft hands to do that. And I think they're finding a way here, Bangladesh. As you can see, their batting average against pace over the years has gradually got better and better and better.
Yeah, that's extremely positive for Bangladesh batsmen. That's a really good sign. See that continue to grow. I think that's come from opportunity as well, playing all around the world, different conditions. Shami just misses his run up there. Yeah, I think we expect him to be good against spin because they play in those conditions all the time at home, a lot like India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, subcontinent countries. But that growth against fast bowling is a really good sign. And I think you can also see that the way they are bowling their fast stuff now as well, not just the way they're facing it.
Call of no on the last ball. 3 overs gone, 22 for none. Got a plethora of fast bowlers to pick from these days. Always difficult around selection time for any tour. Ishant Sharma isn't on this series, but he's been in and around the mix in Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and the likes. Boomer readying himself for the start of his second. It's going to be Das on strike. He's got a good record against India. 121 in the Asia Cup final against them. And Virat Kohli just using this, potentially even his own warm-up as a captain. He's got a interesting field here for Das. It's a short point. Would you be putting your hand up for that position, Michael Clark?
Well, I'm not sure how the ball's going to go there from Bumrah. I understand if he's taking the ball away from the right-hander, a front-foot drive or a slow ball, you could check it to that man at short point. But I don't really know with the ball coming back in how he gets it to that man. I think it's Vijay Shankar. I probably think that a second slip or a Even a catcher on the leg side, another little short mid-wicket on the leg side with that ball coming in might be a better option.
Yeah, for that ball there.
Still think there's enough in this surface for that extra man catching in the slip region. Again, Bumrah coming back in. If he can get one just to hold, batsmen look to defend or look to front foot drive. That one that straightens off the pitch is the one you nick. I think Rohit Sharma's there at first slip. Second, for the left-hander, it looks like Virat's more than happy to have that second slip. I think that's a really good field. Shikhar Dhawan goes back into first, Rohit at second.
And I like this too. Jasprit Bumrah really taking ownership of his field as well. Top of the mark, has a good assessment of it all. Some slight movements, making sure he's got the angle right. Second slip has come out of play now into a gully. Nicely timed. Not a full flourish of the bat. Wanted to make sure that number one, he got the placement right, and through that, he also finds the boundary.
This is another beautiful shot. Again, not a bad delivery from Bumrah. Full with the angle across the left-hander. Really well played. Right out of the middle. Gets it in front of point. Good timing. Again, not much foot movement. Good head position.
Edged and through the slips cordon, the vacant slips cordon with just the one there, and Shikhar Dhawan, Michael Clarke can't believe it. 359 runs on the board in a packed offside field. No catching behind the wicket.
I don't understand. You got 360 runs to play with. Why are there not 8 catches? Straight to that man, Shikhar Dhawan. He would have been at first. Rohit Sharma would have been at second. India would have had their first wicket.
Well, I said that Jasprit Bumrah was taking ownership of his bowling. You wonder what the conversation is between him and Virat Kohli about this field.
Yeah, I'm unsure, Mel. I'm not sure. I think generally the bowler, you can see here, Bumrah, he wants a change. He's telling Virat. He's pointing to Shikhar Dhawan at point. He wants him back in slip. I thought I saw Bumrah actually do this at the very first ball, straight away at the start of the over to Virat. He said he wanted another man in there, but it didn't happen. So, yeah, Shikhar goes from point into now, that little floater position. It's in between gully and third slip.
Straight a line to finish off the fourth. It's 31 for none. Too cold for my liking. I know you've got a sweet tooth though, Michael Clarke.
I couldn't think of anything better right now. Look at that. Looks like a little flake chocolate in that one as well, that young fella's got there. Ooh.
Oh, a little inside edge, and it's through Dinesh Karthik as well. Come on, Michael Clarke. Does the flake go first or the ice cream for you?
Yeah, I generally go the chocolate first. I take the flake out of the ice cream, eat that. Actually dip it into the ice cream as well. Use it like a spoon. But yeah, I can eat ice cream on any day, no matter how cold it is. I've got a sweet tooth. Every day is a good day for ice cream and chocolate. Look at that youngster. Good boy. Yes.
Well, hands high, hitting it on the rise. Good control. A little direct hit might have been interesting. But India up and about in the field. That's some fantastic work backward of point.
Yeah, great piece of fielding. He's as good as there is in the game at the moment.